Hello everyone, I have a word today about the collision of timelines that we are currently experiencing. Now this is a very exciting word. We are moving from Chronos timing to Kairos timing, which is God's divine appointed time. And just to remind you, Chronos means the linear time that we are in, that we can measure, whereas Kairos time means a specific divine timing. It moves out of time and space into infinity, into the infinite realm. This is the Hebrew letter CHET, which speaks of infinity. And the literal translation of Kairos is actually God's appointed time to act. And so God's appointed time is certainly now a time for us to act as we experience this collision of time periods, as our Gregorian calendar aligns with the Hebrew calendar. And the first place we see this is the 28th of November, which was Thanksgiving Day in the USA, which was this past week. And Thanksgiving in Hebrew is the word Todah. Now Todah has the Hebrew letters of Dalet and Hey, and that means behold the door. So notice that there is a door that opens up to you in Thanksgiving. And so this 28th of November was actually the 27th day of the Hebrew calendar month of Cheshvan that we are currently in, which is the 8th month of the Hebrew calendar. Again, Chet, because Chet's gematria is 8, it's the 8th Hebrew letter. And this is the exact day that Noah and his family exited the ark. So 8 speaks of infinity and also of new beginnings. Very exciting. And I want to remind you that the first thing that Noah did when he exited the ark was to build an altar to give thanks unto God. And so as we enter this season of Christmas and Thanksgiving and the festivities, let's not forget to build an altar of thanksgiving and praise, and build an altar of prayer, because there is safety in building an altar of prayer and praise unto God. And so the next timing that we see that is a collision of time periods is the 25th of December, where we celebrate Christmas Day. And Hanukkah this year, which is a Jewish festival, begins on the 25th of December, and it's actually also the 25th day of the Hebrew month of Kislev. Now, Kislev is the 9th month in the Hebrew calendar, which is connected to the letter Tet, and Tet stands for, it is time for full term birth. And of course, during this time of Hanukkah and Christmas, we celebrate the fact that Yeshua came to earth. He was born into earth through the womb of a woman, and this is Tet. It is time for full-term birth. Now, Yeshua came as the light of the world. John called him the light of the world. And this feast of Hanukkah, that is the Jewish tradition, we as Christians can also participate in, because this is a wonderful festival of lights. Because this is actually a festival of lights and a festival of dedication. And where it comes from is during those days, which was around 139 BCE, Judah was under foreign rule. It was actually under Greek rule. And the temple in Jerusalem was desecrated with idol worship. And so there were these brothers, Matthias and his sons, which they call the Maccabee brothers, which fought against it, and they prevailed. And they rededicated this temple to God as worship to God. and the lights, the lamps in the temple had to burn continuously day and night. Now, when they rededicated the temple, they only found enough oil that would last for one night. And it would take them 8 days to produce more oil. So a miracle happened, and they lighted the lamps with this little oil that would only burn for the one night. But this oil actually burned for 8 days and 8 nights continuously until more oil could be brought to the temple. And so this is why we celebrate the festival of light, because we actually celebrate the miracle of the oil. So this period of time also talks about multiplying our resources. God multiplies our resources. He is Jireh, our provider. And what we do during Hanukkah is we light 8 candles for every night that the oil burned, and there's also a 9th candle which is in the middle. It's a bigger candle, or it's higher than the other 8 candles, because this candle is the servant candle. And so if you want to participate in Hanukkah this Christmas, then have your 9 candles ready. So you light the servant candle, and then on the first night of Hanukkah, which will be our Christmas Eve, you light the first candle of Hanukkah. And then on the second night you light the servant candle, and then the first candle and the second candle, and so forth. And so we celebrate the miracle of the oil for the eight nights, and it runs until the 2nd of January, because it's 8 days and 8 nights, which is our second New Year. So I do see a definite collision of timelines here, where Hanukkah actually runs from Christmas Day or Christmas Eve until the 2nd of January, the second New Year's Day. And this does not happen very often. It happened last in 2005, and before that only in 1959, and it'll only happen again next time in 2035. So let's make the most of this collision of time periods, and see that this is a divine appointed time for us to shine our light. Now we've already entered into the new Hebrew season of 5785, and we will soon enter into the new year of 2025. And the letter 5 or number 5 is very prominent, and 5 is the Hebrew letter Hey, which means look, see, and behold. It also talks about the breath of God or the Spirit of God. And I want to tell you that we are going to see the glory of God, the kavod of God, the heaviness and the weightiness fill this earth like never before. And now this glory is also the purifying fire of God that goes before us to destroy the enemy in our pathway. And with it, it brings the rain of blessing, which brings restoration. And so we are entering a time of increase and acceleration of restoration. So be ready for that. And this season in time, I want to implore you to rededicate your body as a living temple to the Ruach Elohim, the Spirit of God. And so let's enter into His rest during this time of Christmas and Hanukkah, and have a blessed, festive season. Be blessed.